The best time to catch up is now. Catch up sessions.
Welcome back. This is Catch Up Sessions, and my name is Mark Laguna. We are still on the streak, but let me pause now. I hope you heard that. That's a recurring theme whenever I open up this little podcast session. A motorbike zooms past by. Because yes, if you're new to this season, I'm recording while making my way ever so safely. I have to take note. Inside the car on the way home for the most part. And here we are making the most out of this downtime. You know, others would perhaps ponder and think and allow the events of the day sort of simmer in the background or just allow it to be distilled in their minds. But I can't do such things. I have to talk it out as a talker. And yes, it is my way to process my everyday, which is why this introspection season has been pretty useful. And one more thing is there's not a lot of pressure to put out an episode out there. But here I am. I think we are on episode 10. My gosh, I'm having difficulty counting also. There's this other thing, if you follow me on my socials, like Instagram at Mark Laguna, I do a daily counter with a quick video of anything, mostly mundane things, or sometimes exciting, for the day. And I have reached day 33, which is 2 more than what I can find in the calendar, because each time it's due for posting, I have to literally open up the calendar app to check which day of the year it is. I feel like it's still sort of easy because it will be 31 plus whatever day in February. But imagine me in July and I'll be like 31 plus 29 plus I don't even know what's next. March probably has 31. Yeah, so I'm thinking I'm gonna just go with perhaps month number 3, day 5. That's a cop-out. Yeah, all that to say, I've been chronicling a lot of experiences recently, or that's like a thing that I will keep on doing this 2024 for as long as I can keep up with it. And for today, I will share you a really interesting insight that I got over the course of fun dessert at Amano. Basically devouring that really yummy I can't remember what it's called. It's not ice cream. It's this cheese ice cream thingamajiggy. I wish I knew what I was talking about for most of the time, but if I don't, it's that dessert thingy that's made out of cheese, but in ice cream form and have toppings. You know what I mean. I was having that together with my friend whose name is also Mark. And when you put 2 Marks together, you are back for something just mind-blowing awesome. Yeah, that's what I say. Where we netted out in our discussion was the truth that there are many sides to a story, depending on the point of view of the individuals that are all players in that fun life scenario. And more often than not, people are speaking the truth from their perspective, and you can't fault them for it. This is much like the classic meme slash image that you probably have seen on your socials already, where you have the number 6 and 2 people on opposite ends of it. One person can obviously see 6 from his perspective, And the other person is going crazy with the honking. Now, the other person on the opposite end of the number 6, from his perspective, would obviously see the number 9. Both of them will be saying their version of what they know to be true from the limited information that is made available to them. So one sees 6 and the other sees 9. And there was this funny little story that I was sharing with him, like an anecdote. And then he goes, "Oh, but that's not how this other person perceived that." So I was like, I will stand by my version of the story. I'm sorry, I can't share details for privacy purposes. But the good instance that became an aha moment with this little scenario, because when he mentioned that person B, in this case I'm person A, seeing 6, person B sees it as 9. And I was like, okay, allow me then to, for a brief moment, see it as if it's person B's perspective. When I allowed myself to just humble myself enough to consider, even for a moment, how another version of the story can also be true, it just occurred to me that yes, perhaps there is some truth to what another person is saying. Also because, especially in recalling events, it's time bound. So say there's a scenario wherein you were turning right, and I'm literally turning left as I share this. But if in the brief moment, because you didn't want to go through the puddle, you had to turn left for a split second, which could be like a quick drive-by, and then eventually venture right, which is also what I'm doing at this very moment. In my recollection of the events, I would have likely said, oh yeah, I definitely turned right during that time. But if an onlooker who's seeing it from their perspective only sees that brief moment in time when you made Iwas, what the hell, because I can't speak in straight English now, avoided the puddle and veered left, will tell their version of the story that yes, you turned left. So I could be hard-headed about it and stick to my version of the truth, which by the way is true, that I was veering right or driving right. But at the same time, that other person also, again with the limited information that they perceived, saw me turn left in that split second, and truthfully I did. I just had to come to this realization that because of that tendency for people to have basically recollection of what information they only know, then yes, I should acknowledge that their version is true, my version is also true. But if you put that in totality, there is this full truth that the whole story is I veered left for a little while and then turned right. I like how I made that super vague, but I will get this because I'm doing this recording for me anyway. And if you know who you are, because I will tell you about this and you will know that's exactly what happened there. I recognize now that you saw me in my left moment, but for the most part, I really was doing right. Wink, wink. Like doing the right thing. Again, this is such an aha moment because in that session of discussion, that moment when you had to also take a pause and not be so sure of yourself, or allow yourself to be inspected and corrected or questioned, especially if you're super solid in your conviction, that you know what you know and others don't. It was just the revelation of revelations. Now is really a moment of unlearning, which I talked about many episodes ago, maybe my first or second, of you only realize these unlearning moments in unplanned situations such as what I experienced today. Allowing yourself to go through a scenario and choosing a different response. Because I could have been hard-headed about it, but I chose the humble path. If only to patronize, but then it did me good because there was an outcome that just gave me a fresh perspective about things, so that the next time that I go into an argument, quote unquote, or dissenting opinion about something, whether it's a recollection of events or making a decision of what we think is right, just really put yourself in the point of view of the other person, which is a cliche that people say, but people just don't do. I for sure don't. You can unpack a full version of the story that you've been missing out all along. There's this one interjection though that the other Mark, he's the better Mark, okay, did say as a conclusion, which I want to debunk. Because from that encounter, he then said, oh, so there is no absolute truth. I would like to then say to that, or I did tell him, no, there is an absolute truth. Even though seemingly there were two relative truths in my left and right and 6 and 9 story, because the fact still remains that both instances happened. It's just that we are bound by time and again the limited information that our senses can take in. So you should take a step back, allow a third person or a higher being to then reveal to you what the absolute truth in the fullness of the story truly is. That was a mouthful and a spoonful, no, a bowlful, of aha for today, which I will take with me many years down the road. And I'm glad that I get to share with you all of this as it is happening. More so, I will definitely take a listen and look back or listen back to this moment when I had this aha for truths, full truths, and humility in admitting that there are many sides to a story. Don't be so hard-headed in what limited information you see. Hopefully we get to share a whole lot more in my catch-up sessions introspection. You can check out the Instagram account of this little podcast for more of the previous fun sessions and discussions with friends. It is at Catch-Up Sessions. For now though, I'm almost slowing down because there's an intersection. But yes, I'm almost home. And it's time to say bye-bye, but I hope to catch you again very soon.